Hello and a very warm welcome to Business Today Television. I am Chetan Bhutani. Well, we are in Bangalore, and of course, with the new car, we have the new Tata Altroz with us, and we will be driving around and telling you how different it is from the older version. But of course, the key part remains that the hatchback segment is of course on a rise. We have very few cars coming up in this segment. We have the Hyundai i10, the Baleno, and the Glanza. Now we have to take a look as to what really is the difference is all about. We know that it's a complete facelift from the exterior, and of course from the interior we have those basic changes. The engine remains the same, however, but with the different refinement has been done. So in the windy weather of Bangalore, we're going to drive this around and see how the car really is. Let's have a look.
Tata has introduced several variants of the Altroz over time, including the iCNG, iTurbo and Racer, each with different powertrain options. However, it is only now that the company has officially given its premium hatchback a comprehensive facelift. At least, that's what the brand claims. The updated Altroz follows the familiar formula seen in many modern facelifts. Mild design tweaks, a few added features and minimal mechanical changes. Most of the visual updates are subtle and focused on the front fascia. These include a reworked blacked out front grille with sharper sculpted lines, now featuring a gloss black panel in place of the previously used illuminated LED strip. The grille is flanked by a redesigned dual pod LED headlamp cluster with integrated LED DRLs, which now feature rectangular lighting elements instead of circular ones. Additionally, the air dam and fog lamp housings have been finished in black, lending a sportier appeal to the car's front end.
Alright, from the first look of the Altroz, a very much sharper and a well-refined exterior is what we can first look at. We have this daytime LED running lights on the both ends. The cameras are well positioned here. The grille is actually much more sleeker and much more well refined. And if you see the lower bumpers, it's actually well crafted to in the previous versus the previous version. And we have those halogen lights here that actually are well suited to the level of the driver. But however, hatchbacks have their own quality and of course disadvantage as well. But one big disadvantage which I really saw, and I want to tell the viewers about it, is the handle. Because we Indians are really comfortable to using good ergonomically handle. But now what you have to do is how to open this car is to first because this comes out and then you open like this, or you close it again. Either you place your both hands and then use it and you have to do like this, or in the third way, if your hand is caught up, you will have to use this hand and eventually grab this and then open the car. So yeah, it is a bit of an inconvenience. But yes, let's move on to the interiors now. Alright. So from the first look of the interiors, we see the car has been completely, given a nice fascia from the exterior as well. From the interior as well, we see the dashboard has been completely revamped. Now we have this dual tone interiors out there, nice plasticky chrome finish here and a nice textured based chrome that we have. In fact, when we see the dash also, that's how it opens up. Quite a lot of space here. In comparison to the previous one, we have your little tray out here that you can put in your stuff. And now when I talk about the infotainment system, it's about 3 to 3.5 inches more and the previous one, it's actually with the TFT display now. Earlier it was the normal LED display that you had, and the cluster, the driver cluster, the console has actually been changed quite a bit. You have much more minimalistic features in the odometer as well. But what's what really changed, and I'm very surprised with the fact that there's no physical buttons to really operate the aircon here. For blower, you have to of course use this. The levels come here, and for the temperature, you have to use this, which really comes up here. What Tata has also done is the fact that they have changed the quality of the cameras. So these are the two buttons which give you the quality of the cameras. Is actually a very nice satellite based camera and HD functional camera. You can actually lock and unlock the car from here now. Instead of having those physical buttons on the right side of the driver, you have those buttons out here. and of course you can change the settings as and when you please. Secondly, you have those options of charging your multiple USB options, Type C, normal USB on a 12-volt charger that you have here, a wireless charger as well here. You have your glass holder, cup holders here, and when you open this, you have a small glove box which can actually use up a little bit of your space and provide you comfort. The armrest is very nice, very comfortable. I drove it, so I'm finding it very reasonable and a very nice option. So clearly, all in all, a very good deal. And if I can ask you to show the how does the, and that's how the sunroof opens. It's not a full panoramic sunroof view, but yes, you do have the half of the sunroof that's open. So clearly, on a hatchback segment, it's anyways a nicer option to have a half sunroof, because anyways the car is on a shorter front, not an SUV, a full-blown SUV. But yes, that's how you shut it off. And you have a manual shutting option of the here as well. So all in all, that's the new Altroz is all about. Not much to be talked about, but yes, overall exteriors, interiors have completely been redefined. Engine, however, remains almost the same, with a bit of a refinement to be done at Tata.
We did not notice any difference in the driving experience between the updated Altroz and its predecessor. During our brief drive, we tested both the iCNG and diesel variants, covering a combined distance of around 100 kilometers. In terms of performance, there are no changes to the power output. However, the 1.2-litre naturally aspirated petrol engine is now available with a 5-speed AMT gearbox, offering an additional transmission option.
Alright, so in the comparison to the previous version of the Altroz, nothing really changes except the few refinements of the diesel engine. Of course, the noise, vibration, harshness has been worked upon by the company. We see the steering really much more firmer, and we see the corporate style looking steering that you have. This adds a very nice look. In fact, I've been told by Tata officials that this kind of a steering look has been given in all across the variants and not just in the upper models as well. But all in all, what really happens is that Tata Altroz has got this very big advantage, is the fact that this is the only car in the hatchback segment which gives you a diesel powertrain. So no other car is giving you diesel powertrain. So really you can have the luxury and the enjoyment of driving a diesel car, that too a manual, giving you a nicer fuel efficiency and a nicer driving experience when it comes to the diesel variant. Also, the CNG variant that we drove also had the same quality of having a nice noise, vibration, harshness control. Engine's quite well refined. But to say so, one or two things I found was a bit difficult to maneuver and have a problem is the fact that when you drive in a 10 and a 4 position, your hand constantly gets touched with these features. So for example, this is the speed limit cruiser. If I place my hand here, when I'm driving and I move my hand, this gets pressed and automatically I have a speed limiter getting into the picture. That's kind of a disadvantage that I have. That's really because I have to constantly focus and uninstall it. Secondly, on the left hand when I'm driving, so when I touch this button, it automatically gets pressed and suddenly I have the screen changing here. So that I did not like about it. And secondly, we also have all the touch buttons here that Tata has given. We've explained it to you, but physical touch buttons is what really in a hatchback should be given. But yes, consumers in this segment really have an aspirational value attached, so they would be happy having all touch buttons and feather touch buttons. But yes, we do need some physical buttons getting ordered, which Tata has done here. They've given you the physical touch buttons of the blower and of course maintaining the temperature, which is also a nicer option, and you don't have to really get distracted with driving. So all in all, a good packaged feature, a very nice powerful car with the price point that it comes. Of course, 6.89 lakhs is the starting price. Of course, Baleno comes into a 6.70 lakh segment. Your Hyundai i20 starts from 7.1 lakhs. So very well priced and very well based. It comes in 5 variants and various colors. So the variants accordingly that you buy, you'll get those features. But yes, I'm the top end variant. So I have this manual and drives pretty well. I don't have much complaints except for the 3-4 options, that are 3-4 issues that I have just pointed out. Plus, secondly, you have this ambient light feature. In the earlier Altroz, you had a standard light, but now you have this mode setting light that you can probably switch from this and get it done. This is your mood light out here, where you can select a whole lot of mood lights as per your convenience. So yeah, another nice aspirational feature for a hatchback segment. So all in all, it's a nice car to drive and performs really well on the road.